The Wallachian displacements refer to a series of forced migrations and population movements that occurred in Wallachia during various periods of conflict, particularly in the 17th and 18th centuries. Wallachia, a historical and geographical region located in present-day Romania, often found itself at the center of power struggles between the Ottoman Empire, the Habsburg monarchy, and the Russian Empire. These conflicts led to significant social and demographic changes, with many Wallachians fleeing to neighboring Transylvania and Hungary. One of the most notable periods of displacement occurred during the 17th century, a time marked by frequent warfare and political instability. Wallachia, as part of the Ottoman Empire's sphere of influence, was often subject to invasions and military campaigns by the Habsburgs and the Russians, who sought to expand their territories and diminish Ottoman control. The Battle of Vienna in 1683, where the Ottomans were decisively defeated, marked a turning point, leading to further incursions into Ottoman-controlled lands, including Wallachia. In the aftermath of these conflicts, Wallachia experienced several waves of migration. The constant threat of warfare, combined with harsh Ottoman taxation and conscription policies, drove many Wallachians to seek refuge in more stable regions. Transylvania, part of the Habsburg monarchy and relatively more secure, became a primary destination for these migrants. The movement into Transylvania was facilitated by its geographical proximity and the presence of existing Wallachian communities, which provided a support network for the new arrivals. The migration into Transylvania and Hungary was not solely driven by external invasions. Internal strife and political turbulence within Wallachia also played a significant role. The frequent changes in Wallachian leadership, often imposed by the Ottomans, led to instability and oppression. Various Wallachian princes, known as voivodes, were appointed and deposed with alarming regularity, each new regime bringing its own set of repressive measures. This created an environment of uncertainty and fear, prompting many to leave. In the early 18th century, Wallachia was again engulfed in conflict during the Great Turkish War, 1683-1699, and the subsequent Austro-Turkish Wars. The Treaty of Karlowitz in 1699, which ended the Great Turkish War, saw significant territorial losses for the Ottoman Empire and increased Habsburg influence in the region. Wallachia, while still under Ottoman suzerainty, was increasingly caught in the crossfire between the Habsburgs and the Ottomans. The continuous military campaigns and raids devastated the countryside, leading to widespread famine and disease. These harsh conditions forced many Wallachians to abandon their homes and seek safety in Transylvania and Hungary. Transylvania, already a melting pot of ethnicities, saw a considerable influx of Wallachian refugees. These migrants brought with them their customs, traditions, and agricultural practices, which influenced the local culture. The Habsburg authorities in Transylvania, recognizing the potential benefits of a larger population, often welcomed these migrants and provided them with land and resources to settle. This policy was part of a broader strategy to bolster the region's economy and strengthen its defenses against future Ottoman incursions. The migration of Wallachians into Hungary was also significant. Hungary, under Habsburg rule, was recovering from its own period of Ottoman occupation. The Habsburgs encouraged the settlement of new populations to repopulate the devastated lands and rebuild the economy. Wallachian migrants, with their experience in agriculture and animal husbandry, contributed to the revitalization of rural areas in Hungary. They formed close-knit communities, maintaining their language and traditions while gradually integrating into the broader Hungarian society. Despite these migrations, the displaced Wallachians faced numerous challenges. They often encountered suspicion and prejudice from the local populations, who viewed them as outsiders. The process of integration was slow, and many Wallachians lived in poverty and marginalization. However, over time, their contributions to the local economies and their resilience helped them gain acceptance and establish a new life in their adopted homelands. The legacy of the Wallachian displacements is evident in the cultural and demographic landscape of Transylvania and Hungary today. The descendants of these migrants have become an integral part of the region's diverse heritage. They have preserved aspects of their Wallachian identity, such as traditional costumes, folklore, and religious practices, while also adopting elements of their new environments. In conclusion, the Wallachian displacements were a result of prolonged conflict and political instability in Wallachia, driving many to seek refuge in Transylvania and Hungary. These migrations were influenced by external invasions, internal strife, and harsh living conditions. The displaced Wallachians faced numerous challenges but ultimately contributed to the cultural and economic development of their new homes. Their story is a testament to the enduring human spirit and the ability to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity.